Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. In this video, I want to discuss what is the need for pipeline, what is a pipeline, and what is the architecture of a pipeline. Before discussing about what is a pipeline, let me discuss what is the need for a pipeline. To improve the system performance, we have two options. One is that increase the hardware with the help of a faster circuits. If we introduce the faster circuits, the performance of the system will increase. The best example is that if you see that i3 processor, i5 processor and i7 processor, which is faster? i7. But what is the problem with that one is, if you increase the hardware circuits with a faster one, then what will happen? The cost of the system will increase. Why it is? If you see that i7 is costly as compared to i5, i5 is costly as compared to i3. So if you go for the option 1, the cost of the system will increase. Then people have gone for what is the alternative option we have. The alternative option is that we can arrange the hardware elements such a way that the system performance will increase. Are you able to understand? So that is the second option. If we arrange the hardware elements such a way that we can improve the system performance, then option 2 is better because it is not costly. Are you able to understand? So that's why people have gone for the pipeline. What is a pipeline? It is a process of arrangement of hardware elements of the CPU such that the overall performance will improve. Even it is called as a pipeline or pipelining. We will arrange the hardware elements such a way that the CPU performance will increase. How we can increase the CPU performance? Meaning is that if we can execute more than one instruction at a time, the CPU performance will be done what? With the help of a throughput. How many instructions you are able to execute in a unit amount of time. Okay. So this is the architecture of a pipeline. We can have n number of stages. However, in this example, I have taken 3-stage pipeline. Okay, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Stage 1 is getting the input and stage 3 is generating the output. If you see that we have an interface register. What is the purpose of this interface registers are? To store the results, intermediate results. Now, stage 1 will get the input and it will process the input and it will generate the output. That output will be stored in a register and that output will be given as a input to the stage 2. So stage 1 output will act as a input to the stage 2. Similarly, stage 2 output will act as an input to the stage 3. So all these interface registers are connected to a common clock. So this is the architecture of a pipeline. If you use this architecture, the performance of the system will increase. Now let me discuss how the performance will be increased with an example. Okay, let's take that you went for a restaurant to have a breakfast. If you go for the old traditional restaurants, they will have these stages. One is that first you need to pay the money at the counter. There will be a counter. At that counter, there will be a menu will be there. What item, what is the corresponding cost. Okay, like you have idli, dosa, puri, paratha, plain paratha, aloo paratha, like that list of items will be there and the cost will be there. So whatever you want to eat, that item you have to pay and then he will give the coupon. Am I right? Then that coupon you will take and you will give to there will be another counter will be there. That counter, what they will do, they will take your coupon and they will ask sir what you want to eat and then they will prepare that corresponding item and they will give to you and then you will eat it. Okay, so here if you see that I have, first thing is that a person if he comes, he has to pay the money and get the coupon. Am I right or wrong? Whatever the item he want to eat, for that item he need to pay the money and get the coupon. And the second thing what he has to do, he has to give the coupon in the counter. Means where the food will be provided to that person he will give. Then he will ask sir how you want the dosa. Suppose if you say dosa, sir whether you want very crispy dosa or whether you want soft dosa, all these things he will ask and then he will say that, sir, you please wait, I will ask my cook to prepare the dosa for you. Am I right? So then you will wait for some time and then you will get the food. You will get the food. Okay, then you will eat it. That anyway it is common, so I will not consider. Okay, so let's take that you have three stages. Now in these three stages we can perform in two ways. What is the one way is that, let's take that person P1 came. Okay, the person P1 and person P2, person P3 came. Okay, now when the person P1 came, he can go and pay the money and get the coupon and get the food. While he is doing, no one is allowed to enter into the restaurant. He says that, first let me go inside the restaurant, I will do all the things and I will eat the food. Once I come out, then only you enter the person 2, then person 3, like that. If they say like that, what will happen? Person 1 to eat the food, prepare the food, everything, it will take 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes, let's take that. Even if you do it very faster, then person 2 has to wait for 15 minutes, person 3 has to wait for 30 minutes. Why? Because first 15 minutes he need to wait for the person 1, the next 15 minutes he has to wait for the person 2. Then he will be frustrated and he will go. He will think that I can only prepare in my home and eat it within this 30 minutes. Now that's why the performance is not good. Now people have gone for this pipeline. Using pipeline, how it will be improved is, let's see. The same thing, the three persons, how we can do is that, first the person 1 will pay the money and will get the coupon. In that time, person 2 and person 3 will wait. Okay. Then once he pay the money and get the coupon, person 1 will go for the counter. That time person 2 can come and pay the money because he is free, the owner is free. Okay, so while you are executing the coupon and getting the counter, then the person 2 can pay the money and get the coupon. Is it clear? Then once this is completed, person 1 will get the food. Then person 2 can come for the counter and he can say that this is the item I want. In the meantime, person 3 can come and pay the money and get the coupon. Then person 1 will eat it and he will go. Then person 2 will come and get the food. Then person 3 can come and pay the money. In this time, person 4 can come and pay the money. So now let me discuss how. If you see that even with this example you have understood, the performance of the system is improved. Let me discuss with the same example with the analysis. Now if you see that, let me take simple thing. Person 1 to complete 3 stages, let's take that it takes 3 clocks. Similarly, person 2, obviously let's take the 3 stages are there. 3 stages, each stage will take 1 clock. Then it will take 3 clocks for person 2, 3 clocks for the person 3. Then if I execute them without pipeline, then how many clock cycles it will take? 9 clock cycles will take. Am I right or wrong? Because person 1 will take 3 clock cycles, person 2 will take 3 clock cycles, person 3 will take 3 clock cycles of time, or it is some time, common unit of time. Okay, so then they will take 9 clocks. Now if I do the same thing with a pipeline, then how it will looks like, let me discuss here. Okay, I have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Now person 1 can come and execute the stage 1. Okay, then he will finish it and he will come to the stage 2. Then he will finish it and he will come to the stage 3. In the meantime, when this person 1 comes to the stage 2, person 2 can enter into the stage 1. And once the person 1 comes to the stage 3, he can execute the, let me draw like this. He can execute this one and this one. Are you able to understand? Let me draw it, then you will understand in a proper way. Now if you see that, how I have discussed. Now listen carefully. We have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 is there. Now first the stage 1, person 1 has entered and it has performed. In that meantime, person 2 and person 3 was waiting. Okay. Then once the person 1 he's completed the stage 1, then he will go for the stage 2. When he went for the stage 2, stage 1 is free. In this case, the counter is free for paying the money. So person 2 has entered the stage 1. Then person 2, once he completed the stage 1, and he will check whether the person 1 has completed the stage 2 or not. If he completed, he will enter to the stage 3. Then stage 1 is free and stage 2 is also free. So as the stage 1 is free, person 3 will enter, and stage 2 is free, person 2 will enter into the stage 2. Are you able to understand? Then person 1 has completed the stage 3, then stage 3 is free, then person 2 can enter. Is it clear? If you see that at a one stage only one person is performing its operations. Are you able to understand? So there is no collision or anything. So now what will happen? If you take that each one we have taken one clock cycle, then how many clock cycles we are taking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you see that at 5th clock cycle, everyone has performed its task. So how many clock cycles we have taken? 5 clock cycles if we use the pipeline concept. If we does not use the pipeline concept, then we have got the 9 clock cycles. Now whether the system performance is increased or not, it is increased by 4 clock cycles. Here it taken 9 clock cycles. However, using the pipeline we can execute in 5 clock cycles. I hope you have understood what is the need for a pipeline, what is a pipeline, and what is the architecture of a pipeline. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.